Hey, can anybody hear me? Yo, yo. Trying to get the sound adjusted so I can hear. Let's see what's cracking. Hey, can I be heard? Okay. Now let me think. Man, what's good? What's good? Just tapping in on some of these messages, man. Y'all know this my first live, so y'all work with me. You know what I mean? So trying to read some of these messages, see what y'all got going. What's up? What's up? Okay, down the road loud and clear. Have a new champ. Let's get it then, man. You know what I mean? No doubt. You know. Just tapping in with FG, you know what I mean? FG Unleashed. You know, this is raw and uncut, so Mike Lowry, what's up, homie? You know what I mean? Shit, we gonna get it in. We gonna chop it up. We gonna discuss a few things and talk about a few things and shit, you got some questions, we gonna get to the bottom of it, you know. But I appreciate you guys for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? And shit, we gonna get it cracking. Let's see. What's up, homie? Is it Lupine? What's up, Lupine? Larry Stevens, what's happening? I see you. You know what I mean? Oh, Kong, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Just shit, making this shit happen. Baltimore tapping in. I see what's cracking. Baltimore tapping in on me, man. Shit, all the way from the East Coast. That's what's up. King J, much respect back to you, homie. Yo, South LA, I see you, man. Too swift, man. Hey, that music was fire, homie. I need some more of that. I was bumping it in my truck today, man. I shit. I like that. So Swift, let us know what platforms you on, man, so I can send the people your way to check it out, because I know they looking for some gangster shit out there too. You know what I mean? Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yo, Cole tapping in from Sydney, Australia. All right, man. Shit, Sydney, Australia in the house. I see El Paso, Texas, and with this right here, this based on y'all. You know what I mean? So, you know, um, I'm trying to figure everything out on this thing, looking at these comments, whatnot. You know what I mean? Mr. Drick Joe, Mr. Drick Joe, what's up, man? You know what I mean? I see Denver in the house. You know what I mean? Shit, I used to be out there all the time. That's what's up. The Bay in the house. Yeah, I fuck with the Bay. That's what I do. Tapping in from Oklahoma. What's up, Oklahoma? I got peoples out there, man. So y'all might see me out there real soon. That's what's going on. So let's get into this, man. What's going on with y'all. Who doing what. It's a Tuesday night. Taco Tuesday and shit. What y'all got crack? Mississippi in the joint. You know, shit. Y'all tapping in the ING Inglewood, no doubt. What's up, North Cali? Y'all in the building, man. Like I say, we just about to get going. Don't mind me. And it's a little warm on the West Coast today, man. Probably like 85 degrees outside. It's a great day to be on Harley, shit, or at the lake, So get my little notepad in case somebody comes some serious shit. We can get it tackled. Working overtime. Yeah, I was off today, man. I know how them 60-hour weeks is. Joseph, ain't no doubt. You know what I mean? What was that? Deshaun, what's up? Compton in the building. Shit, no motherfucking doubt. That's what's up. Atlanta tapping in. What's up, Atlanta? Man, I need to get out there to Atlanta, man. That's the one place I really ain't been, Atlanta. I know my sons was out there, man. They was loving it, and I haven't yet to go out there yet. I'm gonna have to get an invitation from somebody and go out there and hang out, man. I heard the food was bomb too. You know, Mike D, what's going on, man? Mike D, I spoke at a few schools, man. Ironically, when I was in Latuna, Texas, and they used to take me out to prison, man. And I used to go try to talk to the elementary elementary school kids. And it wasn't like a scare straight program. It was pretty successful. We were just trying to give them knowledge based on, they don't want to be in my position. I went to UTEP, talk to them, but of course they was grown already. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you saying that, man. But shit, I work a regular job, 60 hours a week. It'd be hard, really, for me to do a lot of stuff. I want to get back into coaching and shit, and And I would love to do that, and get to do a few other things. But you know how it is with these bills don't stop coming. Light bills, gas bill, mortgage, that shit don't stop. Shit was on my mind, everything, man. I'm tapping in with y'all, you know what I mean? And, just trying to get them, touch bases with y'all a little bit. And I know y'all hear me breathing. I just ran up a flight of stairs and shit real fast. But I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Oh, Columbus, Ohio, man. That used to be my town, man. I used to love Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I used to love Columbus, man. That was my spot, no doubt. Who was that? Okay, I see you. I see you. Let's see. Let's get a question. Will you ever forgive my Jane? You know what? I gotta learn how to pause these. Hold on one second, man. Okay, we right here. Will you ever forgive my James, or does he have to get what's coming to him first? You know what? At this point in my life, homie, it ain't really about him getting what's coming to him. And just be mindful that when we speaking on certain situations about somebody getting something done to him, we gotta keep it at a certain perspective, just based on, we don't want to be shooting no idle threats at nobody or making it seem like somebody coming from them or nothing like that. So any questions y'all ask me that's pertaining to, like you say, somebody might be doing something. So we're gonna keep it in, like, say, DP form. You know what I mean? So by answering that question, I was gonna say, shit, in DP form, shit, he should already had it. I shouldn't have had to come home after 8, 9 years and do that. So after so long, homie, you know what I mean? I get to go on and living my life and doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And no, I can't forgive you, man. You work for the FBI, man, and I can't forget that. You know what I mean? But like I said, at this point in my life, I don't wish no harm on nobody. You know what I mean? But you know, that's what's going on with that. Let's scroll down over here, see what we got. Man, did I see my partner in crime name on there? I don't know if that's my partner Aziz. Oh no, I think that's probably another one. What's going on, man? I got a partner named Aziz. I thought it was you from Limehood, man. That used to be my partner in crime. Man, we used to get it in. Big Devil, what's up, OG? You know what I mean? I see you in the building, homie. You know what I mean? Salute to you also, homie. Don't forget, we're going to have to hook up and put that thing down, man. You know what I mean? I know you're working on it, so, let's make that happen, man. No doubt. You know what I mean? And give them some of that history of what's going on. And if we able to sit at the table with each other, homie, then they should see that a whole lot of other people should be able to sit at the table as well. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get going over here. Okay, what do you say? What year the Cross Atlantic form? And you know what? My laptop is a little slower than my phone. So let me see how to regulate this. Well, I have to make sure these questions get answered. Y'all give me one sec. Um, let's see. I graduated from UTEP, and that's what's up, OG. You have to build, don't stop. I'm coming back to that one question I'm trying to find where you say what year the Cross Atlantic form. I know exactly when it formed, but there was another question to it. What year did Cross Atlantic form, and who were some of the key players? Cross Atlantic, Cross Atlantic strongest and oldest alliance. 3, are there any notable Cross Atlantics in the music industry? The most notable Cross Atlantic in the music industry is pretty much Big Tuck. And Tuck on YouTube, you can go there and listen to his music. But to be honest with you, man, we had a couple other homies like Watt Nitty. I'm talking about the boy was so raw, man. The boy was, I mean, he's still tight. You know what I mean? Hey, Lake Show, man, I really appreciate that, man. No doubt, no doubt. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot. I really do. Now, Cross Atlantic started about pretty much around 78, 79, and it really kind of got a little stronger around 79, late 79, early 80s, and some of the key players back then was, the big homies, Joe Hunter, Roy Clark, Mike Hall, Buzzy, and a lot more, homie, you know what I mean? I know I'm leaving out some, but them dudes, formed the alliance back then and made it to where anything come on this side of Atlantic, on the other side, or our side of Atlantic, that's what it was. You know what I mean? So that's how that went. Our strongest and oldest alliance. I mean, really the Eastside Power Rule, homie. The Ludus Parks, the Lime Hood is our strongest. You know what I mean? But we had all kind of lines. We had alliance with the Bebop Watts, homie. I mean, a tight bond with them. You know what I mean? That was our Watts. We used to go to Bebop, hang out like it was our hood. You know what I mean? And that's how that was. On that question. So let's see, FG. Do you come up with any Samoans? I didn't, homie. I didn't come up with no Samoans. I get that all the time. When I hit the yard, I had a couple of what's up, Oos? And I'm like, nah, homie. I appreciate it and much love, but yeah, but I don't have no Samoan in me. I know a couple, but it was a nice big family of Samoans over there in Park Village. I know they had a lot of Samoans over there, but we didn't really have none on our side. Like that. The homie Pineapple from Lewis Park, G homie, you know what I mean? I believe they had Samoan, backgrounds and ties, you know what I mean? So, but not myself personally, you know what I mean? You know. Okay, let's see. Okay, homie, I see what's up. Yeah, no doubt. Nate Williams, what's up, OG? You know what I mean? I see you out there, man. That's one of the G homies right there. The homie came home from doing a whole bunch of time. A lot of homies might not know him, homie. If you ain't did your history and on Power Road, you know what I mean? You might not know Nate, but you need to do it, homie, because he one of the staples and shit, one of the homies, it just that was in the system, for years and years, representing that Lewis Park, homie, that, because that's where we all really originated from, the park, and I see you, G homie, no doubt. Let's see, what kind of work did I do fresh out? Was it hard to find work? Yeah, it was hard, it wasn't so hard to find work for me, but at the same time, I didn't have no experience. I didn't have, like I said, I owned my own business and, I had the nightclub business and all that, but I didn't have no physical hands-on experience. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to paint, didn't know how to, do no carpentry, so for me, yeah, it was a little hard, but I learned on the fly, that's what kind of do it always been. And I mean, I started off temp agencies, man. I'm talking about doing all kind of shit, you know what I mean? And we needed a checkup in here, man. You know what I mean? So, I didn't I put that pride to the side, you know what I mean, and scraped up any job I can. But what I did do as soon as I hit the halfway house, I got my CDLs. 5 weeks home, I had my CDLs. You know what I mean? So fresh out there, I just did odd jobs until I got out the halfway house. Then I was able to jump in the truck and luckily my G homie face, OG 29, he got me my first trucking job, man. I mean, he got me blessed with that. You know what I mean? I'll never forget Face doing that for me, man. You know what I mean? So did Cross Atlantic function with any Hispanic or Mexican gangs? Yeah, we function with the 7 O's. We function with the CB 7 O's. We used to beef heavy with the young crowds, but since they, a lot of them lived in our neighborhood, I went to elementary with them. So we was cool, but we didn't function with them, but we was, we was all right with them. You know what I mean? It was pretty much a little beef, between us, but we knew each other from elementary, knew our families, but we really functioned with the CB 7 O's. Them was the homies. They was the homies up until, back in the day when before everything went bad. It's a lot of what was my most difficult challenge when I came home? Man, my most difficult challenge, Donnie Rule, was adjusting, homie. You know what I mean? I was general when I left, homie. You know what I mean? And I was used to, having shit my way, making shit go in the order that I wanted to go in. You know what I mean? And when I came home, man, I had to kick back and I ain't the general no more. Pretty much. You're not around the house. The wife and kids run this mug. You know what I mean? So, but I really believe that my biggest challenge was not having the money that I used to have and just being able to do what I wanted to do, the penny pitching, you know what I mean? And budgeting and being frugal with my money and and maybe a little bit on top of that is recommunicating with my kids, man, because they was kind of bitter with me, that I just up and left because they really didn't know why I left. They didn't know what I did. They didn't understand my lifestyle before, I left. So, they were just like one day we had it, had it all. And the next thing you know, daddy gone and it ain't the same. So that was my biggest situation, man, coming home. Where's Cross Atlantic Power at now, homie? Hey, That's what happens, homie, when you live in these hoods, and it ain't just across Atlantic, you know what I mean? Because the across Atlantic is out there. It's just, when people get to selling their pads in the hood, homie, and your parents get to moving out and trying to get kids a better opportunity, you know what I mean? Say it's Cerritos, Lakewood, Carson, wherever it may be, Moreno Valley, when you move out them hoods, you know, Hispanics is moving in those houses. You know what I mean? So at the same time, every time you move out, the blacks move out, Hispanics move in, and that's really how, next thing you know, you look up and damn, it's only two homies that live in the hood now. You know what I mean? But, across Atlantic's definitely still around. They still deep too. Uh, it's crazy how shit between black and brown here in Chicago, it's all separate. Yeah, maybe in Chicago, I don't know how it go, but maybe, blacks moving blacks communities and Hispanics moving Hispanic communities and shit. But hey, that's the demographics. So did I know Lil Bop from the Jay? Yeah, I met Lil Bop through Donnie Rue, man, and that was a solid brother right there, man. Bop was solid. You know what I mean? So, and I got the opportunity to hang out with him and, function with him a few times and shit, man. Let me try to y'all moving fast for you, boy. Yeah, I know a little Bob. Other than that, man, what kept me jumping back in the mix? Well, it's what kept me from jumping back in the mix. I mean, I'm gonna sit here and say, man, when you look in them kids' eyes, man, you look in your family eyes, it wasn't easy. Don't let me sit here and act like what I mean. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm not trying to sit here and act like I'm, above and beyond, and I'm, you know, you know, Paru not still in my heart. And, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, you know what I mean? But I'm a grown ass man, man, and as grown ass men, we gotta do grown ass things. We gotta make decisions based on what's right for your family, what's right for your future, what's right for your spouse, you know what I mean? And so, jumping back in the mix, man, was always in the back of your mind, but at the same time, another somebody telling on you again in the back of your mind too. So I think it's more or less to be 100 with you because I really don't I'm keeping 100. Um, the rats pretty much is what really make you not jump back in that mix. You know what I mean? And if I thought motherfuckers were solid out here, I mean, my mentality when I came home, as bad as I was doing, I might have would have. But at the same time, dude, these dudes telling on, they get on their cell phones and text the deputies now. You know what I mean? It's crazy out there. Did I function with any Nella Park family? Now is that Campanella Park? If you're talking about Campanella Park, yeah, I function with the Nellas. If you're talking about Campanella Park, Compton, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You know what I mean? My boy Nella Rob was over there, Kenzo was over there. Oh man, there's so many was over there, man. Back when Mossberg was brown and shit, no doubt. Let's see what we got over here, man. Any lowriders in the making? You know what, man? I want to build a Chevy so bad, man. Right now they sky high. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, man, you can get a rider for 10 and then go fix him up, put another 10, 15 in it, and you was good. Not like that no more, man. They want, 15,000 for a rust bucket. You know what I mean? And then you gotta go put another 20, 30 in it, you know what I mean? And I would love to do that if the opportunity was like that to do, man. And I had two deuces, and man, I miss low ride. Eventually I'm gonna jump back in, but like I say, when you go do all that time, there's other stuff more important. Trying to catch up with another piece of property, and like y'all know in California, property high as hell, so trying to find some more investment property and all that type of stuff. If I'm gonna spend 30, 40, 50 racks, it's gonna be on some investments, not on some toys at the moment. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. That's really what's happening. Tell us your fondest memory of Ace Myron. Oh man, come on, man. That was my dog, homie. I mean, my whole career I knew Ace. Ace ran with our block like heavy. You know what I mean? I know his mother, his father, his sisters, and his brother. I mean, Ace was I got too many. Ace, matter of fact, Ace was one of the when we was running around the club, Century Club, Savannah West, Paradise 24. Ace was in all that. You know what I mean? Ace, Bob from Ludus Park, Flip. We had a crew, homie, that we was going everywhere with clubs. You know what I mean? And I got so many memories of. I remember he got his first. Put it like this: I remember Ace got his first car, homie, little Toyota. I think it was a Toyota Corolla. And you know, dudes that had cars back then. Plus, Ace got me by a significant amount of years. Ace might have me by about 5 years. And I remember he got his first car. Remember he got his second car. Remember he got his 5.0. He got that 5.0, man. He was shutting shit down. But man, I got 100 memories with Ace, man. You know, that was real family right there, though, for real. You know what I mean? You know, did I ever have any? Let's see. All right. Did I ever get into it with LA gangs? I mean, shit, we got into it with everybody. Well, you got to look at it like this. When you say get into it with LA gangs, you got to think, you know, that back in the day, we were going to parties everywhere. So if the party in the Denver lanes, we going to Denver lanes. If the party's in the Nine Deuce Bishop, we going to Nine Deuce Bishop. You know what I mean? Now we never had no wars with the homies. You know what I mean? But but we definitely function with. I mean, we definitely got into some squabbles and shit like that, but we never really had no issues with no LA homies. But LA gangs, period. Oh, no doubt. Because when we out at them clubs, Paradise and Century Club, you're gonna run into them. You're gonna run into the main streets. You're gonna run into the 6 O's. You're gonna run into dudes. But a lot of times it just be that crew. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's a hood on hood beef. It might be just the 8 dudes with us and the 8 dudes with them that one night. You know what I mean? But yeah, we done bumped heads with LA. What about C Ray from Southside Crip in the 90s? You know what I mean? I knew C Ray. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I would been out the country with C Ray back when Mac 10 was on. We was all out the country, me, Mac 10. Flint, that's when Flint, you know, was running around and we went out there deep. CJ Mac, MC8, you know, we went out there. That's when Mac had Who Banging Records. You know, we was all out of Cancun, man, you know. And I ain't seen C Ray in years, man, many years. You know, anybody know how he doing? Yeah, I ain't seen C Ray in years. Do I know Big Spanky from Inglewood family? Not offhand, I don't. I know some Inglewood families, plenty of them, but I don't know Big Spanky off top. What sport team I rock with? Shit, man, I was finna come out here with my Cowboys hat on, man. You know what I mean? And I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Cowboys, Lakers, Dodgers, Angels. You know what I mean? And I know people say, how you a Dodgers and an Angel fan? You know, I grew up in Dodger Stadium. My pops was a diehard Dodger fan. You know, my pops was a Cowboy fan and a Laker fan. So I gravitated behind him. You know, but later on, you know, we started to push them Angels. You know what I mean? And y'all know what's up. We started to push them Angels. Um, so you know, let's go with this one. What was across Atlantic's most rival back in the day? Shit, we used to beef with them Landwood End hoods, man. You know what I mean? And Polk Streets, you know, Palm and Oaks, they used to come through, but really it was them Landwood End hoods, man. You know, and they used to come through, man. You know, and funny part about it is when it's a sad thing when you think back and say some of the fondest memories of gang banging, you know, because it shouldn't be any fondest memories, but you know what I mean? When you was gang banging, that was something you chose to do, something you signed up for. You know what I mean? And if it was in your heart, you know what I mean? You know, you was with the shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, them living with the hoods, man. Them dudes used to come through. We used to get it in. You know what I mean? And they had some riders over there too. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of dudes that don't know, they had some riders over there. I know for sure. I could vouch for about 10 of them. You know what I mean? I mean more than that, but I know 10 off top. I could just, you know, be like, I know they with the shit. You know what I mean? So them was our biggest rivals. You know, at the back then. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. You ever cross it? Yeah, I came across some shotguns, man, and jail, man. I ran across a few shotguns, some cool cats. I can't remember the little cat right now, name offhand and shit, but I ran across a few shotguns, man. You know what I mean? And you know, and a lot of dudes don't understand. So you know, back in the day, it was used to be on site with, you know, with any crips you run across. But later on, you got to, you know, you run into the cribs, homie. It was all respect on both sides, as long as wasn't nobody disrespecting on our end or their end, you know, we used to fuck with them. You know what I mean? You know, and you know, so that's what's going on with it. Cross Atlantic started by the motor Lewis Park members, no doubt. Everything on East Side Compton was started from Lewis Park. That's the motherhood. You know what I mean? Them the homies. Everything was Lewis Park before Cross Atlantic, Mob, Line Hood, all that. It was all of Lewis Park. You know, so that's the motherland. So I always give much respect to the Lewis Parks and shit. Much respect from Carvers. Definitely appreciate the message you speak. Yeah, I know some of them Carvers too, man. You know what I mean? I was locked up with some of them too. Them was some cool dudes, man. Yeah, I fuck with the Carvers. Let's see what this going on right here. Mm, much respect. What's happening, FG? Had the hardest. Oh, I had the hardest dudes back in '95 that would put any dudes to shame to this day. I remember Gary used to work on the shit next to Face House. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I felt I had one of the cleanest deuces around, man. You know, but there was some boys out there though that, on that other side, man, that had some clean shit too. I'm talking about the boys was over there building super riders, man. You know, them dudes had all that money over there. K Mac, what's going on, man? I appreciate it, man. Salute. Gee, did I know Wino for one trade five? No, I know some one trade fives. I don't know Wino off top. And what's the story on the old hobby shop on Long Beach Boulevard, Rosecrans? You know what, man? It was there for years and then it was gone, man. You know, that's how shit go. They get to building new shit and that's how it go. Let's see, man. Let's get into some other shit, man. Bam, bam, bam. Let me scroll down and get some shit down here. Did you ever know CK Ville and did you ever see Tupac around Compton? I met Tupac twice actually, and but CK Ville, hell yeah, that was the home. You know what I mean? And man, I miss that dude, homie. You know what I mean? Dude was a rider, homie. That was a good little homie for real, like 100. You know what I mean? You know, we've been up at Lewis Park many a days, chilling, drinking. You know what I mean? And yeah, that was the homie. Rest in peace to the homie too. You know, uh, let's see. Were you in the hood with any bunny hunters? Oh yeah, man, bunny hunters everywhere, homie. They're gonna be in every institution you go to. Every institution you go to. And but yeah, I can name countless hunters I done ran across in the jail. You know what I mean? And let's see. Oh, and I appreciate that. Let me get back up to that. Who was that did that? What's the first meal you ate when I came home? Hey, I appreciate that. Is it Green Ave? Appreciate that Green Ave. I really do. What's the first meal I ate when I came home? I'll be honest with you, with some cheesecake factory. I was in the halfway house, man, and wife brought me some cheesecake factory, man. I'm talking about I don't think I looked up while I was eating that shit, man. I'm talking about she was like, man, hold on, take it easy. It's some more, they didn't close the store, it's still open, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was punishing that shit, homie. You know what I mean? It was a cheesecake factory. I'll never forget that, man. But I used to go to the cheesecake factory back in the day. That was one of my stops. I don't go there no more though, man. It ain't the same. They don't have that same jambalaya. They don't have that same get. You know what I mean? Francisco, I see you, homie, like 9 times on here. I know you familiar with homie Wood Up, but I see you, homie. I know who you pretty much who you is and where you from. Homie, you know what I mean? You know, somebody went back to Abbott. Yeah, that's the elementary school we grew up with in the hood. I'm YG from 135th. What's the business, blog? What's happening, homie? You know what I mean? All good on this end. Really, homie, just trying to tap in. One of my missions, homie, is this, homie. I'm really trying to get dudes to, kind of wake up and see what's going on out here in these streets, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not finna sit here and, try to go around preaching to dudes, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely gonna try to teach dudes, you know what I mean? That before you get, too deep in this shit, homie, this shit real out here, man. This shit is that's really my main message. You know what I mean? And I understand though. You know what I mean? I understand if you still banging or you still in the hood doing certain shit. You know what I mean? And some people can't get away. Some people, like I say, when their mother send them to the store, homie, they got to go to the store on the laundry. You know what I mean? To the corner store on their bike to go get the milk. Mama said, I need these milks to make these potatoes or something. If you live on Rosecrans, homie, you got to go to the store, to the store, homie, on Ranby and Rosecrans or Wilmington and Rosecrans, homie, or, you know, Santa Fe and Rosecrans, homie. Every time you step out on that crayons, man, you stepping into some action. So at the end of the day, for those dudes, I get it. But it's a lot of us, homie, that And a lot of dudes that don't even live in the city no more, don't really live in the hood no more, that's fully banging, you know what I mean? And to me, it just seemed like, you don't have to, you know what I mean? Because basically you going out your way to get up every day, go to the hood, get into some drama, and then go back home. You know what I mean? I mean, homie, I know it's for some of y'all hard, through and through. But when you start looking at the bigger picture and you start looking at the homies that got life sentence, or you got to looking at homies that's resting in peace, man, and then you can look at the big picture and be like, I'm banging against my brother. You know what I mean? I'm banging against another black man. You know what I mean? And I'm going to not condone the banging against whoever, but you know what I mean? Homie, it took me a minute to realize it. You know what I mean? And I realized it a long time ago, man, when my brother got killed, man, and I watched my mother, how heartbroken she was. You know what I mean? And that meant something more to me than because my brother was dead. He was gone. He didn't feel nothing no more. And but watching my moms go through that, so then I gotta watch the next dude moms go through the same thing. The next homie moms go through the same thing. So, man, I'm just trying to get this in y'all ear, man, that you know what I mean. That I ain't gonna tell you no bullshit. You know what I mean? You know, this shit ain't you ain't gotta do this shit, homie. This shit ain't real like that. You know what I mean? You got love for your hood. I still got love for my hood. You know what I mean? But at the same time, homie, I'm trying to tell my homies, man, take your ass to work. Take care of your kids. Be a father to your family. Be a son to your mother. You know what I mean? Go help your pop change them brakes on that old '65 Chevy truck he got. You know what I mean? And do the things in life, homie. That's gonna preserve your life. You know what I mean? And it took me years before I even realized what the dude Ice Cube was saying. Man, it flew over my head for years. And he said the best thing in life is life. So that's gonna be my message, homie. It don't mean I don't understand. You know what I mean? Or it don't mean that when I'm somewhere, homie, and somebody push up on me, then I'm gonna just be like, you know, um, I mean, I ain't gonna get let nobody mark me out either. I mean, I feel it, but I'm not in a position in my life that I'm in a situation where, that's my argument. You know what I mean? Where you from or what set you from, and I don't care where dude from. He respect me, I'm gonna respect him. I'm gonna have to tap in with this chat right here. With that Hardy, hey, Lee Prosper, man, I really appreciate that, brother. I really do. That Hardy, hey, man, I was on that hog yesterday, man. I jumped out there, went out to Marina Del Rey. I don't know if you're from California, but jumped on that thing, man, shined him up, rode out to Marina Del Rey, man, and by myself, man, sit on the pier, had me some shrimp and lobster enchilada over there, killer shrimp. And man, I rode that thing all day, man. Had them tunes blasting. I got some beat on my shit. You know what I mean? And but I love it, man. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like, man, letting your hair blow in the wind, man, going down the coast and shit, man. Ain't nothing like. You know what I mean? So hey man, Compton Bob, I really appreciate that, man. We on the water this summer. Okay, homie. Hey, I got some bottles of Patron right here for us, Bob. You know what I mean? So we hit that water. You know what I mean? Shit, I wait. You know how we do it. You know what I mean? Of course, y'all know I ain't no square. You know what I mean? We get out there on that water, out there on that lake, man. And I'm talking about for you dudes. That's like I say. That's another thing. Compton Bob, he brought up memories, man. You know what I mean? Me, him, Ace, and Bop, and Ace. Somebody asked about Ace earlier, and Mern, and them dudes was tight, homie. Man, we used to be out on the lake and man, sipping, chilling. You know what I mean? I got the little speed boat. We got the skis out there. The homies got they boats out there. Dude, we don't have a care in the world, man. You know what I mean? And we don't care where the next dude from. You know what I mean? We enjoying life, man. And that's the really the thing that I'm trying to give some of you dudes to understand. There's more life out there, man, than getting on Instagram, or getting up, putting $40 in your card to go gang bang, in a city that you don't live in. Then you go back to your neighborhood and shit and won't even throw no trash on the ground, homie. See, that's that bullshit. You know what I mean? What's up, LG? Much love from up north in the Bay. You consider yourself to be a spiritual person. Um, yeah, no, homie, I'm not a religious person. You know what I mean? And I don't go to church. You know what I mean? And I'm not a Christian. But spiritually, I do believe that spiritually, you know what I mean, that I'm a decent person, man. So, but I appreciate it as that papaya man 89. Really appreciate it, man. That's one thing I don't do. I don't preach That's why I say I don't preach to dude. I don't go, trying to tell them what God said or what, Allah or Jesus said. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just giving the raw truth from how I feel it. So appreciate that though, Papaya man. 89, I really do, man. I really do. Let's see what's going on over here, man. FG, much respect. Same to you, homie. You still rock the red rag, Max? Max, no, no, man, I don't rock no flag, homie. And it's funny, man, that even when I see one, I don't even look at it as nothing. You know what I mean? Because if you're a gangster, you're a gangster in your heart. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with rocking your bandana if you gang banging and that sort. But at the end of the day, we don't wear the uniform no more. Back in the day, we wore the khakis, the chucks, the Nike Cortez, the white T-shirts, the golf hats. That was the uniform. You know what I mean? And with that uniform, you rock that flag. You know what I mean? So, me personally. Nah, I don't. There's nothing I could do with one. You know what I mean? My power was in my heart, so it wasn't nothing. It does nothing for me. Matter of fact, if I was gonna jump on, go do something, I didn't want some sweat to run in my eye. I was gonna go on a jog, and I had 3 or 4 bandanas right there, to keep the sweat from falling in my eyes. I wouldn't grab the red one. You know what I mean? It just, I ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody on that aspect. You know what I mean? So nah. Much love. BJ, hey sis. Love you too, girl. Man, Ace Restige. We just had somebody asking about Ace, man. This is sister right here, man. I love her to death, man. And I hope she hanging in there strong, man, because she done took a few hits lately, man. I think about her all the time, Think about her all the time, you know. Was you from a car club? No, I never was from a car club, man. I don't know. I always been reluctant about joining clubs, and even the motorcycle clubs. I've been reluctant, man. I'll be like, man, I joined the gang once, man. I'm scared to sign up for something else. I joined the gang. It took me 30 years to get out of it, man. You know what I mean? So, but I love the car clubs, and I love uh the motorcycle set. You know what I mean? So, but nah, I'm not in the car club. Much love, big home. Hey, Joseph Levi, man, I really appreciate that, man. I really do. Short stack, definitely appreciate that, man. I didn't get to mention your name in there. I wasn't trying to leave you out. And you'll be coming back home soon. Hopefully, I get to meet you in person. Lord willing. I mean, it all depends what you do. You know what I mean? If you coming back on some positive shit, man, and you do something, you ride Harleys, you get on that lake, you on some positive shit, man. I'm always around. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm always out in the street. You know what I mean? Always doing something, but try to keep it on a positive tip. And then when I run into the little homies, I give them what they got coming, and that's the real, and I know when they see me, they be like, man, they go to big homie. But like I say, man, if don't nobody tell y'all what's happening, then they ain't teaching you right, homie. If they ain't telling you what, that this is some bullshit, they ain't telling you right. You know what I mean? And I'm never gonna tell you don't defend yourself or, something like that. But at the same time, like I say, some of y'all just active gangbangers are just going out there. Y'all ain't even looking for work. Y'all looking for somebody to pop on, somebody to squab with, somebody to, that's a lot of pent up frustration, man, that need to be took out on some positive shit. You know what I mean? Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm gonna use the homie Compton Bob, for example. I sold drugs a lot of years, man. Had a lot of ups, you know what I mean, and all that. At the end of the day, the homie been working for you. At the end of the day, we got the same shit. You know what I mean? I could have been on my job 25 years right now, getting ready to retire. You know what I mean? With a pension. You know what I mean? With medical. With all the and really, homie, I only been working on a career. A few years. You know what I mean? And the homies is 20 years into their shit, ready to kick their feet up. And I gotta work till I can't work no more. You know what I mean? So take that shit into consideration. Even like the females. They've been on their job. I'm 49, homie. They've been on their job, homie, since they was 19. Already ready to retire. They retiring at one job, going to get another job. You know what I mean? So, dude, this shit is some bullshit. That quick money, that shit don't last, man. You know what I mean? You got any of your old Short stack, I appreciate it, man. Twin love, I see you. I really appreciate that. I really do. Do I got any old high school football tapes? You know what, man? I'm gonna have to call Omar Bradley, man, because I know he got some football tapes of us. And I got pictures. I don't have tapes, and that was another thing. I had all that shit. You know what I mean? But when I was gone, man, I got shit in storage. I got shit at my grandmother's house. I got shit, scattered out. So when you come home, I'm coming, man. I had some videotapes up at Gonzalez Park, you know. And man, the one tape I had it on a VH, I mean a little on my camcorder. And we was up at Gonzalez Park. The Bompton car was playing the San Diego homies. I fuck with them San Diegos and Emerald Hills and Skylines, and and I fuck with them dudes. But we used to play the Emerald Hills and football. TP now, Big Tim Patrick and his brother Terry Patrick, and they used to bring a whole boatload of homies down, and we play them in football. And I had the camcorder, man, and I had a long little session with the homie Scar. Talking big shit. We laughing. And I wish I had that tape, man. You know what I mean? I wish I had that video, but somehow I got lost in the shuffle. But them football tapes, I don't have as many, man. I wish I did so I could show my kids, how a beast I was, man. I was one of the coldest strong safeties coming out that year. You know what I mean? I love football too. That shit was everything to me back then. Well, it wasn't everything, or I wouldn't have been gang banging, right? Shit. So let's see what's going on. Do I have a let's see. What do you say? Hey Joe. So you say you understood that? Do you have a Gmail that I can contact you on? Yeah, I got a Gmail, man. This. What is my Gmail? F General. I don't know. I got to check it out. I got a few emails on my Gmail account. I got to see which one that is, but I'll make sure you get it. Do you remember any team school rivalries between Dominguez, Bruce Walker, and Linwood Chuck Levy? Oh yeah, no doubt. I played against both of them. I knew them both personally, and we played against Blue. I left Linwood '87. I went to Gar High in Cerritos, but I stayed in the San Gabriel Valley League. That mean I played against both of them. My junior year, man, we had a great team. I think we took Gar to the playoffs for the first time since the '70s. And we went over there to play Big Bruce Walker and then his senior year before he went to UCLA. And we went over to Dominguez, you know what I mean? And I used to tell my team straight up, it don't matter we going to Compton. Because, like I said, I played on the team in Cerritos, and they used to kind of get a little, but man, we got to go to Compton, man. Come on, man. We finna go home. I'm finna go home. You know what I mean? We gonna go over here, man. We gonna play them in this dirt field they got. You know what I mean? And we balled them up, homie. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Bruce Walker, they try to feed him the ball every time. I played strong safety. I mean, that boy was heavy. He was like 245. He played fullback. Of course, he went to college as a linebacker, but he played fullback at the D. Oh man, it was so hard tackling that dude, man. It took like three of us to tackle. You know what I mean? And Chuck Levy, I played against him. Man, that boy was off. That boy was so fast, man. And once he get around that corner, you wasn't catching him. You know what I mean? But I can't say, and Chuck Levy, if he listening, I did have two picks against him when we played him. They beat us at Linwood High, man. You know what I mean? But I had two picks on him. You know what I mean? And he had a nice tackle on me too after I threw them picks. He was so fast I couldn't get away from the dude. But yeah, I had a lot of memories with that Dominguez. And that was just that year. I was in that league all my career, that San Gabriel Valley League. So I played against all them dudes like for years. They was both a year older than me, Executive Sessions, Levert Pitts, that's my boy from no doubt. Me and Levert go way back. What's going on with you, homie? How's sis doing? You know what I mean? And we was in junior high school and back at Hostler Junior High in Linwood, man. And we used to shoot that hoop. I ran track over there and shit. Man, I got some good memories from over there. Learned how to fight at that mug too, man. It was all Crips, man. I didn't have no choice. You know what I mean? And back in the '80s, '85, shit, man, Crips was. I ain't taking nothing from them now, but back then, man, they was shit. They was Crip. Let's see. No, I got love for old schools. If I had my choice between a '72 Buick Riviera Boattail or a '72 Monte Carlo, which one would it be? You know what? I'm a Chevy dude. You know what I mean? But if I had to pick the J Sneed 513. If I had to pick between those two, I'd take the '72 Monte Carlo. I'd take the MC. That '72 Buick was a classic, but I would have to take the Monte Carlo. But actually, I'm a Chevy dude. Man. You Let's see, AZ in the building, no doubt. Exactly. Let's see. I damn near lo- Big Devil said I damn near lost my life for Primos, homie. I just wanted a cheeseburger and shit. Big Devil, we could tell them stories all day long, man. You know what I mean? Cause y'all wasn't no saints over there, homie. You know what I mean? Y'all was over there pushing that line over there, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Did I ever met Big Chill from Leon? Yeah, hell yeah, I remember Chill. You know what I mean? No doubt. Like I say, them dudes was older than me, but I knew all them dudes. It ain't too much coming up out of Landwood and that east side of Compton that I really ain't gonna know about. I don't have some kind of memory of them. You know, that south part of Landwood, and that east side of Compton, that was my whole everything. You know, and and so it was everything for me, man. And I knew everything moving over there. I know everything moving over. Do I have any family down south? Yeah, I do. Shit, I got family down there in Alabama, and got a lot of family down there in Alabama, you know, and I need to make it down there. I just talked to my cousin from down there yesterday. They doing pretty cool out there, man. Wayne Battle, what's up, man? You got it, homie. I see some LBC on here somewhere. Who is this? Who we got? LBC. You remember Coach Cartwright up at Lewis? He still live. You know what, man? I ain't even heard that name in years. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask Bob. I'm gonna have to ask Bob is Cartwright. What Cartwright being, man? Bob gonna, he, Lewis Park historian when it comes to them sports and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna ask Bob how Cartwright doing. But man, I ain't heard that name in years. You know what I mean? Yep, I ain't heard that in years. And man, nobody ever talked about the nightmare gangbanging. I still dream about blood and maggots. Man, post traumatic stress is real. You know what? I think about it all the time too. You know what I mean? And what's the guy name who said that, man? Because you're right. We don't talk about it, and really, we don't talk about it enough. You know what I mean? And the dudes that died in our arms, or the homie we watched, get his whole kidney shot off, the liver shot off, and you know what I mean. The homie who we said was going, you're gonna make it, you're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? And he was, and he died right there. The numerous trips to, St. Francis Hospital and Martin Luther King Hospital, man, to drop homies off. And, because that's how it was when you got into some shit, homie. You couldn't even stay up there, homie. You really had to drop the homie off and get on because, you know what I mean? Various crimes could have been committed, on both ends. And, nah, man, it's real blood. You know what I mean? And I could tell you from firsthand that there's a lot of homies that seen stuff in their careers, that they never bounced back from. You know what I mean? And I watched the one homie, one time they rolled up homie and homie got dropped and, my one homie never recovered from it. He never was normal again, and I championed him to go on with his life and go do, other things in life and he did, but he never was the same, man. So some people I see, now I can see, the toll that it take on us, watching that kind of trauma, watching that kind of, violence and go on, it's really not talked about enough because some of these dudes need to know that end too. They looking at this glorified end where I got this red rag. I'm on Instagram taking these pictures. I'm gonna go here in the what they call ops now. I'm finna go over here in the op hood and take a picture and do all this, man. When you lose an eyeball over there, man, and you lose a, a lung over there, man, you lose an arm over there because these dudes shooting rockets nowadays. This shit get real, man. And a lot of that need to be discussed, and it shouldn't be sugarcoated at all, So that's what's going on with it, you know what I mean? So no doubt, no doubt. So did I cross paths with any circle cities? I remember they was over there back in the day. You know what I mean? They were a small hood like us, you know what I mean? But I remember them back in the day. You know what I mean? Circle cities was over there right between the front streets and pretty much the bounty hunters, and let's see what's going on right here. And so let me see. Let me see if I can get to a couple questions that I might have passed up. I know it's a couple on here I'm trying to find. It went by so fast, and I'm trying to let me see. Do Bloods and Crips and the feds check paperwork? I heard stories of dudes letting Chomo slip through the cracks. Hey, it all depends what yard you on. You know what I mean? For one, where I was at, like Victorville, and what no, I mean, you got to have a certain amount of points to even be on those yards. So um, at the end of the day, it really ain't no chomos on those yards because most chomos ain't really gang members or they have a long criminal history, so they wouldn't end up on that yard. And checking paperwork, shit, homie, I was a specialist, homie. And you could ask the homies, you know what I mean, that was there with me. Like I said, I ain't been on every yard. I ain't been in every prison. I ain't been everywhere. But um when we was at Victorville pushing that line like that, shit, homie, bring come up in here and you ain't right. You know what I mean? You gonna get hollered at. You know what I mean? I'm checking paper, man. I'm was walking. I never forget. I was at Victorville one time, homie, checking the dude paperwork. The lieutenants was following us. I'm still checking this shit. I got three lieutenants trying to walk up behind us. I'm still reading this shit, homie. You know what I mean? You know, and that's just how it was with me. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make it happen. A motherfucker told on me, homie. So you can't come over here and live over here comfortably, with some real gangsters and shit, and think you gonna motherfucking, chill and you done told on a motherfucker. And don't get me wrong, whole lot of dudes didn't try to slip through the cracks, but eventually it could go a while because you can't get paperwork in the system like you used to back in the day. It just used to flow in. Now they catch your paperwork coming through the mail. They sending that shit back wherever it came from. So you had to do go above and beyond and trying to get informations on dudes to find out if they was hot or not. You know what I mean? But now let me try to find this uh I see some trolls on here and shit. You know what I mean? Homie, if you ain't been behind bars with me, how you know what I am? But I ain't gonna even, go there with you, homie. You know what I mean? That's that. I ain't gonna even know. I ain't gonna even know. Do I know Fat Tone from the mob? I know a couple tones from the mob. I don't know Fat Tone. Shit, I think I know everybody from the mob. Let me see. Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let me try to scroll. I'm looking for this one comment that I passed up that I wanted to address. And let's see, maybe I need to scroll more back up to the top and get some of these do. What land will find this? I love to hop on that 105 in Marina Del Rey, Inglewood, and just cruise all the way to Torrance, Lamita. Yeah, we'll probably see each other one day, FG. You know what I mean? I mean, if you ain't my age, homie, you should have saw me already, homie. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know you're from, homie. You should have seen me already. You know what I mean? And but we might meet again. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't look at you the same as you look at me, homie, but we might meet again, homie. I'll be around definitely. Okay, here we go. I'm scrolling back up to the top, man. Look, I'm new at this, man. So, okay, here we go, right here. I was looking at this one right here. David Copeland, man. I really appreciate it, man. Like I say, this board moving fast over here, so it's scrolling, and I'm trying to stop a couple, answer some questions. But David, I really appreciate it. What was the hardest thing to get used to coming home? Um, what was the hardest thing? The hardest thing for me to get used to coming home is my wife talking shit. She was nice and sweet when I left, man. But shit, after doing all that time with me, she was like, man, she was running this house, man, by herself, you know what I mean? And making shit go like how it went, So when I came home, shit, I had to get in line with the rest of them, pretty much. But that wasn't so hard because she's still a sweet person. But at the same time, like I say, my hardest thing was used to get to was just basically, like I say, mending that relationship with my kids because they was older. So like when my boys that was 12, I came home, they was 20. So, they had they personalities and shit. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of get used to that they ain't babies no more. They've been around long enough to think and they've been around without a father. You know what I mean? So, they got perceptions and expectations and all that, you know what I mean? So between them kids and that money, that was and not having the money per se. That was the hardest things I had to get used to. Now the flip side though, I'm gonna be honest with you. Had I came home, man, and I had that bread stacked up like a lot of dudes that come home from the Fed, I had that bread stacked up for me. I probably wouldn't have been as, I got humble from working those temp jobs. I looked in the mirror like, man, I'm FG, homie. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm out here. I left 500 Benzes and low ride doing what I want to do. So when I came home and I found myself working at a temp agency, homie, for $10 an hour, $12 an hour, and I'm working hard as a mug, that kind of humbled me, So for me, it might have been cool that I didn't come home to it just stacked to the ceiling because I could have, started thinking of those thoughts, like you say, man, I'm gonna make this money flip, make it do what it do. I could have led myself right back into the same situation. So, but I really appreciate that, David Copeland. I really do, man. Let's scroll back up to the top. I think the new messages. I'm trying to see if the new messages come in at the top or at the bottom. But we're gonna get to the bottom, no doubt. We're gonna definitely get to the bottom. Let's see, we're gonna go by Dean Bad from Nellis. Yeah, that's my dog. You know what I mean? I got the call back, man. See how Bad doing, man. Bad home. Last time I checked on him, Bad doing good, man. Bad doing good, man. I like to see that though, man. I love to see dudes come home and do their shit. And when I say do their shit, I mean come home and put that bullshit to the side, man, and live their life, man. You know what I mean? Dudes put in work for the hood. Dudes put in work for the homies and did this and put their girl to the side, put their mama to the side, put their kids to the side. We all did that shit for the set, homie. And you know, I didn't realize for years, homie, that it's an addiction. You know what I mean? I thought it was just, you know, when I looked up and realized that at a point in my life that if you asked me had I ever been in love, I would have to say not with a female. You know what I mean? And I said, but I was definitely in love with the sex. Somebody say, well, how do you figure that you was in love with the sex? Because I put my life on the line, homie, at the drop of a phone call. The homie hit me on the phone call, homie. I'm talking about put my whole life on the line right now. You know what I mean? Like with no hesitation. You know what I mean? And I never felt like that about nothing else besides my kids. You know what I mean? Like I say, up until I started to realize that it was greater shit in life than running around, putting it on the line for the home, that some of them ain't gonna put it on the line for you back, homie. You know what I mean? Straight up, and that's in the pen too. It's a whole lot of homies that didn't speak up for themselves in the pen, and you roll with them, and you know what I mean, and you took off, and they did. You know what I mean? And it was their situation. And I never forget. We was a Victorville, man. My homeboy Face and shit. He from the mob, homie, and he come up to me one day, said, "Let me," and we go back. We go back, homie, to low ride nightclubs, a whole lot of shit, man. He told me, he said, "Yeah, let me holler at you, homie." I'm like, "What's happening?" He say, "Homie, I just want to hit you and tell you, homie, don't let some of these dudes manipulate your courage." So I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it at first. You know what I mean? And it took me a minute to realize, homie, that he was peeping out that, you know, the dude wouldn't handle his own business, but some of them could try to come get me to help them handle theirs because they knew I was the type of dude that's gonna ride with the car. You know what I mean? And they could have been wrong, they could have been, or they should have did something when it happened, and I laid down that night and I thought about what the homeboy told me, and I never forgot that, man. I never forgot that. Uriel Havens. What's going on, man? I really appreciate that. I can't even say me, Uriel. I believe that's a homie. How you doing, man? Appreciate you. I really do. I really do. Let's see. Yeah, I just wanted to know if David Mack was a Paru or not. Heard all the rumors. I don't know David Mack. He wasn't no Paru from the East Side. You know what I mean? So I can't even speak on it if he was. I have no idea. But if we talking about the same David Mack, I thought dude was a cop. If that's the same David Mack. But definitely wasn't no Paru. You know what I mean? You know, 4 pumps, 12 batteries. Who was that? Big Rider G say four pumps, 12 batteries, or 3 pumps and 12 batteries. I'm gonna be honest with you, homie. I had two to the nose, one to the back, 14 batteries, and that super sport deuce I had. That mug was hot, homie. And it was clean. The pictures I showed don't even show no justification. I got some crisp, clear pictures, and 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 yeah, that deuce was hot, but I had the 14 in there, man. That thing was was up there. Now I heard you don't need that many batteries because the pumps they making is strong. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to go get with Ears, man. Ears got One Nation Hydraulics over there, man. When I get ready to build me a ride, I'm gonna have to go back and holler at him and Tuck, from out of the fives and see what everybody running now, man, so I can get the best results. But I remember back when I was going to Reds and Homie Hydraulics. Reds was over there in Paramount, man, and you had Homies Hydraulics and you had Elbow and them over there in Compton, you know what I mean? So I used to holler, with all the lowrider dudes, but I'm really itching and getting back in one, man. You know. Uh, let's see, man. Let's see. Let's see, somebody say, tell us a funny story about Bunchy, man. I got a lot of stories about Bunchy. Bunchy was a serious dude, though, man. So, I mean, but we had plenty of laughs, but Bunchy was a serious dude, when you out here pushing that line, man, even though we laugh, shit ain't funny out here. Shit be really real, man. You know what I mean? So when we was in the trenches with the homies, shit be always on our mind, man. We always thinking about some shit. We always thinking about who we beefing with or what's going on. So, I got stories, but I can't sit here and say a bunch of funny ones because like I said, even though we laugh from time to time, shit was real in the field, man. You know what I mean? It was real in the field, no doubt. And 420 TV, hey man, I appreciate that, man. Beachy Tone, Chunky Loke is crazy in the fizz. I seen homies let rats stay on the yard because they had money. You know what? I can't say that. Like I said, I ain't been on every yard. I've heard of those situations, homie. You know what I mean? But I only been on the yards that I've been on, and I can only speak for the red rags, on the yards that I've been on. And but I have, heard about it on other yards, dudes letting rats stay on the yard because they got plenty money, homie. And I've heard about dudes protect them, like real dudes protect them, you know what I mean, because they had the bread, homie. And unfortunately, somewhere in that and along those lines, the standards got dropped. You know what I mean? Because it's supposed to be no matter what you got. You know what I mean? I don't give you a million there, homie. That don't matter. And but it all depends on what yard you on. I mean, I'm gonna just be 1,000,000% honest with you. If you ain't on no, like I said, you ain't at the FCI, you ain't at the USP. The lows is where the rats live, homie. So that's a different story. And me personally, I done pushed the rat off the low, and and got seriously like, they came down like SWAT on you, because that ain't the place where you do it at. That's where they live. If you want to be on the bullshit, go back up to the LCI or the pen and uh and uh and push your line up there. But for real, if you're talking about a low yard, that's where the rats actually live. So that's on you if you go down there and want to live the good life, and be around them. You ain't got to mess with them though. You know what I mean? When you get to the low, homie, because I mean, why shouldn't we live? Why shouldn't the real gangster live platinum too? Why shouldn't we be able to have the weights and tennis courts and full court gyms and shit? Why should we let them have everything just because they rats or they busters? You know what I mean? So when I did make it to the low, homie, I'm talking about I ran into some G, some real G. You know what I mean? So and then what the homies is doing is just getting together and making sure we only mess with each other. But the rats down at them lows, man, no doubt. You know. And they doing it, let's see the state different. They got them integrated yards. Then they had that shit back when I was coming up, and you could be on the 1 yard. We found out you was hot, you was getting even at the 1 yard in the states back when I was in the state. Big Rider G. Nah, I ain't never went to the skating rings, man. I went, but I wasn't no skater though. You know what I mean? I used to like getting out there and watching dudes do their thing on them skates, man. But I could never get out on them skates, man. But no, I used to like watching it though. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. You know what? Say, what up, FG? Salute, brother. Good to see you up and running. Majority of us want to see you rise. Some want to see you fall, but stay on your square and don't let none of these get you out of character, bro. That's the realest one. You know what? It'd be hard, huh? You know what I mean? Because like I said, I ain't perfect. You know what I mean? So, I'm still, with the YouTube thing and some of the people in the comments, you know what I mean? And I still get a little, be like, what? But I gotta realize that when you put yourself in any kind of spotlight, you up for any kind of scrutiny. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna let them get me off my square, man. But sometimes I let them know I see them though. You know what I mean? And but I appreciate that advice, man. I'm glad that I appreciate that you rocking with me, homie. That's what's up. When was the last time I went to Chico's Pizza? That's LBC Twin, Laneport. Shit, Twin, I was at Chico's Pizza, homie, a few weeks ago. I don't hesitate to go get me no Chico's Pizza, homie. That's one thing, man. If y'all ain't never been to Chico's Pizza in Linwood, homie, on Long Beach Boulevard, y'all ain't had no fire pizza, homie. I put my life on the line plenty of times to go to Chico's. I remember back when we couldn't even go to Chico's because the Palm and Oaks be up there so deep. Shit, we definitely gonna send somebody up in there waiting the car. Like I said, we put our life on the line for that Chico's Pizza. That shit was fire. It still is. Last time I was there though, I ran into they had a little Linwood reunion up there, you know what I mean? And man, I ran into some old OG homies out the Linwood, you know what I mean? And hey man, we chill, you know what I mean? So times is definitely different, but at the same time, back in the day I put my life on the line for that Chico, you know. Hell yeah. Let's see, when you first entered prison, did you check the people's paperwork? Let me see if I can get this let's see. I lost that comment on back. When you first entered prison, did you check the people's paperwork that was checking people's paperwork? Well, basically what you do is you do it like this. When you step in that mug, a lot of times, depending on if you're coming from another prison, you know what I mean? But if you fresh coming in the system, dude, people know you coming, homie, because you was at MDC, you was at FDC, you was at a detention center somewhere. Dudes already ran into you, homie. Before you even get to the yard, dudes know you come. Them dudes in jail, y'all already know they be knowing shit. I be finding out shit from dudes in jail that's on the street. They be knowing shit faster than I do. So basically, homie, when you hit certain jails, people know who certain dudes is. They know about your case and the whole nine. But I'm gonna tell you how it go. You know what I mean? When I meet a new dude, say we get to the fair, cause you gonna have some homies there. You know what I mean? So what you do is, homie, when you pull up, it's gonna take you. You ain't not gonna have your paperwork with you. Your property not gonna be with you at all. You got to smuggle your paperwork in the facility some kind of way. Which we did. You know what I mean? And what you do is, homie, when you meet a new dude, you know what I mean? What you do is you go take him your paperwork. And what he's supposed to do is in return give you his. So before we get homie, their mind go right there, homie, and you walk away. You know what I mean? When he come return your paperwork, if he don't bring his, now don't get me wrong, if he been on the yard and all that, I mean it's been checked, homie. You know what I mean? On certain yards, you know what I mean? It's been checked. But before I get buddy with a dude, I'm gonna go bring my paperwork to you, homie, and you gonna do the same. Either when you bring mine back, you gonna bring yours, or you gonna grab mine, go throw it in your cell, grab yours, and we'll how I'm going my cell, and tomorrow I'm gonna check your shit and you check mine, and you still got to know what you're looking for, you know what I mean? So, um, but that paperwork checking for me was real, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it just be homies on the yard. I don't care how long they was on, homie. Before we get tight, boom, there go my paperwork. He already knew that was the standards, from let me see yours too. So that's how that went. Um, let's see. What poppin', big homie Buzz? What's going on with you, man? I see you out there. What you in Brooklyn? Is that Brooklyn? New York? What's going on, man? New York in the motherfucking building, man. Let's see what else cracking over here. Um, DC got three options for rats on the compound: get crushed, go up top, and unfortunately, some turn Muslim. Yeah, that's it works like that in a lot of areas. You know what I mean? And the DC boys, a lot of people don't know the DC boys don't have a state pen. You know what I mean? So the DC boys go to the feds. You know what I mean? So they be deep. You go out on that East Coast or you go out on that Midwest, you're gonna run into them DC boys and shit. And they be riding too. You know what I mean? So I feel him on that. You know what I mean? I definitely feel him on that. Let's see. Did I see David? Is it David Copeland? Did I run into the Michigan cat? You know what? I ran into somebody from everywhere but Michigan. Yeah, I don't think I ran into no Michigan cats, homie. You know what I mean? Let's see, King Aziz. I'm trying to be a part of the change, bro. I'm a real G, man. been waiting to plug in with another reel and make I make music, and I'm also with the activists. You know what I mean? You know what shit, man. You know what? First off, man, you kind of got to do. I mean, not that I'm giving you advice, you know what I mean, but at the same time, man, you really got to push your line on what you stand on. You know what I mean? My line I'm pushing, man, is this gang banging shit, man. Come on, man. Damn, when we gonna brighten up, man? When we gonna see what it really is? You know, when you gonna see that even now? I jump out. Just say I go to the I go to the Louisiana Chicken and jump out on Wilmington and the Lounge. You know, and I see some young cats. You know what I mean? They be like, "What's up, OG?" I ain't even said nothing, homie. You know what I mean? You know, and then I'll be like, "What's up? What's up? What's up, young gangster?" You know, and they don't ask me where I'm from. They don't trip. I may have on some red or a little bit of something to say that I'm not a Crip. You know what I mean? You know, 'cause it seems like we can tell. And everybody ain't mad at everybody. It seems like these dudes are really mad at they enemies, which could be another Crip, or which if you a Paru could be another Paru these day and ages. You know what I mean? I'm the first to say that Cross Atlantics don't, you know, from what I know, ain't in no beefs with no Crips. You know what I mean? And to me, you know, I'm not targeting the Crips to say that's what you're supposed to be doing. I'm saying this shit is messed up all the way around. You know what I mean? So let me ask you this, homie. If you know, our mission, which we was raised up, okay, you see dudes in blue, you know them the enemies. You know what I mean? You know, now dudes just pick an enemy, pick people, and you know, just hey, you know, start going against their hood and uh and uh and putting in work. You know, so my thing is this, okay. If you ain't mad at the Crips and you ain't mad at these other power groups, you know what I mean? That mean, homie, you ain't that mad, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah, you mad at the dudes you beefing with, homie. But what happened when that beef slow down and that beef, you know, die out? You know, now you into it with somebody else. You know what I mean? So that mean, homie, you really, you know, to me, that mean in your heart, you know how to not beef with dudes. You know how to not motherfucking bang against dudes. You know how to, okay, pick and choose who you not beefing with. You know, so if you can do that, homie, then you can pick and choose to step away from the shit altogether. You know what I mean? And that's my angle on it, homie. You know what I mean? I'm commending my homies, you know what I mean? I'm be honest with you, man. We just had Hood Day, it's February 27th, 2 days ago. And I used to be a champion for Hood Day. You know, we big niggas barbecues, you know, cross Atlantic, everything. You know what I mean? We got the whole park. We went out the hall. We doing the dance. We doing all that. You know what I mean? And this Hood Day, man, as I talk to the homies coming down, you know, I seen the maturity in them. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, Donnie Rule, what y'all got cracking? You know, Champ, what y'all got cracking? You know what I mean? Twins, what y'all got cracking? And dudes on some grown man shit, really. Like, homie, we finna go, you know, parlay, you know, in Beverly Hills or something, homie. And, you know, it just they doing other things. It ain't that they ain't hanging. It's just they ain't on Atlantic or on Rosecrans doing some stupid shit. You know what I mean? Hood, they ain't for going to, you know, bust on some dudes to go put in some work. You know what I mean? And I was feeling that, homie. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers on their grown man shit. You know what I mean? And that's what's up. You know, that's what's up, homie. You know, so it ain't don't hang no more. You know what I mean? It's just at the same time that banging shit, that shit is over with, homie. And let's see, Greg Lacey Jr. Oh my bad, but you got the whole name up there, homie. You know, big. What's going on with it? Never forgot the funny story about you telling me how green you were when you first when I first hit the pin in the holding tank, you know what I mean? And about the cat being hot. Oh man, I got a couple stories. It's the homie Big, homie Hollywood, you know. And I want to send a shout out to the homie Amp, rest in peace, homie. You know what I mean? You know, Amp was a solid soldier over there, homie, a real reputable out the Hollywood Power Rules, you know. And I mess with him and his brother, you know, them the homies for real. Man. We just lost a homie not too long ago, so rest in peace. My condolences to the Hollywoods. And but yeah, I forgot when I hit the feds, you know, it's a different lingo, you know what I mean? So I'm in the holding tank, you know what I mean? And I see a cat I knew and shit, and I'm like, what's up, homie? And he didn't even speak to him. He kept on walking. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, what's up with that fool? So the other homie say, shit, homie, you know, that nigga hot, homie. You know, dude hot. You know what I mean? So I say, well, shit, if he take that jacket off, homie, you know, he'd be all right and shit. I didn't know that the term hot in the feds was, you know, he a rat. You know what I mean? And I was telling Big that and shit. I didn't know what hot meant, homie. You know what I mean? I had to learn the Fed lingo. You know what I mean? And we laughed about that and shit. I was serious as a mug on that one and shit. And they say, hey, FG, when was the last time you did burpees? Hey, man, don't try to call me out, homie. You know what I mean? You know, I can still go get up under that iron and shit, you know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I ain't did a burpee since I left Line Park or something, homie, you know what I mean? And but to be honest with you, shit, I need to get back on them, man. The burpees is the truth, man. You know what I mean? The burpees is the truth, no doubt. I needed to tap in real fast with Jimmy T. Jimmy T, man, I really appreciate you, brother. Man, thanks a lot, homie. And yeah, Jimmy T, I'm trying to, man. You know what I mean? And I still get out on the street because you can't just get behind no mic, homie, and tell these youngsters what to do. You know what I mean? And tell them what to believe in. You know what I mean? So that's what that's at the same time you gonna they see me in the turf. I pop up on them. I call them and tell them let's do lunch, homie. You know what I mean? Anytime I hear homie got something going on, I try to go physically be on them. You know what I mean? And that's what all homies. You know what I mean? It's especially the ones that's power rules, homie. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. It don't when I see the little crib homies. You know what I mean? I try to let them know, homie, this some bullshit, homie. You know what I mean? And putting your life on the line because you know over some minute shit. You know what I mean, homie? Come on, man. It's consequences to this shit. And then you're gonna be sitting in jail, homie, looking stupid, stupid. You know what I mean? Because you could have handled this shit in a different way, man. The first thing they want to do is pick up these pistols, man. And back in the day, but amongst homies, homie, we was gonna go squab it out. And then we we're gonna pick up no pistol on the homies, homie. Shit, we just squab it out with the ribs. You know what I mean? And you didn't have to pick up no pistol every time, homie. You know what I mean? So now these dudes is, picking up these pistols, uh, and and going out there, man, and just popping off for the slightest thing. Somebody says something about them on Instagram, they gonna go shoot up the town. One thing about it though, man, when they giving out the 20 and 30 years, man, like it ain't nothing, man. You know what I mean? So, I physically go down there. I physically call upon. I physically bump into them at Gonzalez Park, at Ludus Park, at the park, Leonwood Park. If I pull up on them, man, and holler at them, man, if they willing to listen, I mean, they really willing to learn because a lot of people don't even realize that it's a whole lot of people out here, homie, a whole lot of homies really want to get out the game, don't even know how. You know what I mean? And we had a little homie, man, that come to the set, wanted to be from the set. Mind you, man, you go back and check my record, man. I never recruited no homie. You know what I mean? I was always telling little homies couldn't even come around me back when I was, was super on. Them little bitty dudes that were coming around claiming the hood. Them dudes couldn't come talk to me, man. You know what I mean? Talk to them, y'all little homies. You know what I mean? And I wasn't ever no recruiter. I wasn't trying to get no kids to join the set. That's the reason, another reason why we wasn't as big as we could have been. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to just get kids to join the set. Man, I was telling them, dude, it's cool to go to school. It's cool to now some of them, that's just what they want in life. You know what I mean? So then when I see you sneaking, when I see you sneaking, trying to bang the hood, and that's just what you're gonna be. Now I got to give you advice on the gangbanger tip. Well, okay, young, so watch out for this, man, and watch out for that, and be careful doing this. Keep respecting your mother. I don't care how gangster you think you is, you know what I mean? Because that's when I'm gonna really pull up. I catch you disrespecting your mama, your auntie, your grandmama, home. I'm gonna try to come fold you up, because I ain't never been that type of dude, So some of these dudes, like I say, you pull up on them and give them the okay and tell them it's okay to leave, homie. I'm gonna love you just as much. You stop banging, homie. You know what I mean? And in my heart, okay, you always be across the land, But at the same time, the physical shit, the Instagram shit, going on with your life, man, to raise your kids, man, and take care of get you a job, homie, and make something out yourself, so you could be out there with me and Bob, homie, when we out here on this lakes. You know what I mean? Drinking Patron. You know what I mean? Uh dominoes flowing, talking shit, living life, homie, or traveling, you know what I mean? And get your passport, homie, go see some other shit, you know what I mean? Apply for your passport, go down to the post office, pay the money, fill out the application. You'll be surprised, man. They send you your passport, man. Now you can go anywhere, man. Now you can really go see other things that, and I ain't talking about going to Philly. I ain't talking about going to, Texas. No, man, I'm talking about getting on that plane, man, and going across the water somewhere and really go see something else in life. You know what I mean? And and that's really what's up. You know, I think I passed something up. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hold on, bro. I ain't trying to pass you up, man. I know I seen this shit right here. Yeah, I think that you're right here, bro. Mr. 512, what's up, Mr. 512, man? I really appreciate that, man. Much love from Texas, man. Hey, Texas, you know what I mean? Y'all out there too doing the same thing we out here doing, man. Holler at them youngsters, man. Put it in their ear, homie, that there's some bullshit. It ain't gonna do this. It's gonna take us all, homie. You know what I mean? And the one thing though I hate though is this, man. I hate when dudes, be like, man, I'm trying to holler at the little homies, and then as soon as the beef kick off, y'all right in the homies' ear, tell them to go push that line. You know what I mean? Because setting your heart is bigger than, you know, saving one or two of these dudes' lives. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, nobody want they shit to look like they some busters. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I tell my homies all the time, homie, it's cool to leave, homie. Now I know it's in your heart, I know it's in your blood. You know what I mean? But it's cool to get on and raise your kids. It's cool to get on, homie, and go do something else. It don't mean you ain't no power rule no more, homie, because whether people know it or not, homie. I mean, I, anywhere I go, homie, I'm FG from Power Root, homie. I can't remove that. You know what I mean? But how I move and how I represent the rules is a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? When I go to my partners neighborhood, homie, and then they saying cuz, and the homie said, oh no, this is the homie from Power Road. Oh my bad, homie, you know what I mean? Out of respect, you know what I mean? I mean, you always gonna have that. You can't outlive that part, but you can outlive the bullshit. You can outlive the pumping the little homies up to go put that work in. And you ain't gonna send them a damn dime and shit when they get to the yard. You ain't gonna send them no pictures. You ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna go recruit the next little homie to try to do the same thing, homie, and that's some bullshit. You know what I mean? Because us as older homies, and I ain't OG, homie. You know what I mean? I mean, when you get to talking about OG, you talking about the original homies. I mean, I'm a G homie from my set, no doubt. You know what I mean? But I always want to clarify that I'm super G homies ahead of me. You know what I mean? When you get talking about the OGs, you talking about the original gangsters. You know what I mean? But no, I'm definitely a G. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna preach my game, let my G homies go sit down, and I'm gonna take the reins and try to push the line on these youngsters, man. You know what I mean? To do something better than what they doing. You know, do something better than what they doing. Let me keep up with these comments. Joseph Levi's, I see you back at me, man. Much love and respect, man. I appreciate your time answering the super chats, big homie. Last question. Have you heard of Charleston White? And if so, will you be down to do a podcast with him? Much love. I've heard of Charleston White, but no, I wouldn't be me and Charleston White. I don't know the guy personally, but our ideology not on the same, aspect, you know what I mean? And so, I wouldn't even put that kind of, controversy. I'm not saying he is because, like I said, I don't know the dude. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna just say, no, I wouldn't, want to do a podcast with him. But I see him, on YouTube and stuff every now and then. But I appreciate that question though, man. I appreciate that donation too. Let's see. I know we're Thomas Lancaster. I know you were meeting. Let me see. Hit every shoe downtown America over and over. I couldn't really understand what you were saying on that. What you were saying on that. So let's get to a couple more, man. How long we been on the ticker, man? You know what I mean? I was only supposed to go an hour. But let's see if I can find out where we at on the ticker. We had an hour and 23 minutes, man. We're gonna go about 10 more minutes, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I really do. Let's get a few more big questions out the way, man, if y'all got them. And and I want to know how which you say give us a strawberry story. I mean, I got a homie named Strawberry, but also like, which strawberry you talking about, though? You know what I mean? Yeah. And you ever thought about being a counselor or spiritual advisor with your influence? I haven't actually, man. I'm really just out here trying to push the line on the homies that respect gangsterism. Because the one thing about it is I'm not going out here just talking to homies that don't know that I wasn't out here in these streets thoroughly, homie. You know what I mean? I was in love with it just like they was. You know what I mean? And so, um, the dudes that I'm trying to talk to, man, they know that I felt the same way. And also they know that I lived long enough to be smart enough to be like this some bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing about it. It's a lot of dudes that's not living long enough from to even realize. It's an age to me between 17, probably 30. That if you could live that long, you might make it. You know what I mean? them years, man, it's hard to stay alive between 17 and 30 because them years you out there, your mind is concentrating on the bullshit. You deeply embedded. Now, don't get me wrong, you got some dudes out here faking, but the real riders, they really bought in, homie. You know what I mean? They really believe in that. You know what I mean? Pushing they set, homie, is everything in life. You know, I believed that before. You know what I mean? So them the dudes that I'm trying to push up on, and I ain't pushing up on you, what you just saying, man. I'm a counselor, I'm a spiritual advisor, or, you know, I want to talk to you about your, gang activity. No, homie, I know what you're feeling. I know exactly how you feel. You feel like this is everything. And when you feel like you at the lowest of your life, one thing you got is the set, homie. You know, I've been there. You know what I mean? I feel like I ain't had nothing else but power root before. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know, we get upset, we get frustrated. You know, we go put that work in. You know what I mean? How we go put work in because we mad at our life. You know what I mean? We gonna go take it out on another dude that ain't did shit to us because we mad at our life, because we didn't make the right decision, because we didn't keep our ass in school, or we didn't, and don't get me wrong, some of us got, like, y'all know my story. I lost my whole family in 3 years, so, you know, 17, 18, 19, lost my brother, my father, and my mother, you know what I mean? So at 19, homie, I'm out here pushing along, feeling mad at the world because I don't have a parent, you know what I mean? But it wasn't fair to dudes and just because I'm mad, you know what I mean? Because I'm hating you got a mama and I don't, you know what I mean? That shit ain't fair, homie. And life ain't fair, but at the same time, when you talking about going to push these lines against another black man, homie, straight up, that's some bullshit, you know what I mean? And when are we going to get through to it? You know what I mean? We could do so much other shit. People saying why we don't have this and why we don't have that. We can't have shit. You know what I mean? We can't do shit on the east side of Compton no more. You know what I mean? It's so fucked up over there, homie, that you know what I mean? When every time you go over there, you're looking around. And these homies, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have to worry about a homie doing nothing to me. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to worry as a black man about another black man doing some shit to me, but let alone I gotta worry about the homies doing something to me. It was a part of time, homie. I was on Rosecrans between Long Beach Boulevard and Atlantic. You know what I mean? Or Long Beach Boulevard and the 710, homie. I wasn't worried about nothing. You know what I mean? I was at home no matter what I was doing. You know what I mean? And shit just ain't like that no more, man. Shit ain't like that no more. But it need to get back to being like that. If y'all young dudes go anywhere, when we pull up in the Pueblos and we pull up in the villas and we pull up at a party over there, man, the G's is still what it is. What's up, homies? It's hugs and love. It's the youngsters that seem like they can't get along, and now it's the female. Females gang banging more than dudes and shit, and they start more shit than everybody. You know what I mean? So, Life with Dino. What's going on, Life with Dino, man? Virginia, I see you, man. I see you. What's the weather out there like that? It's probably cold as a mug out there, man. Probably cold as a mug out there, man. So, um, no doubt. Listen, for you dudes that I might have missed a question or two, I know I say you know what I mean a lot, man, but at the same time I be in my thoughts and shit. And like I say, y'all check out the podcast with me and Alex Alonso, man. It's called Streets and Scholars. If anybody in the podcast, you can catch that on any of your favorite podcast channel, iHeart, Spotify, Apple Music. You can go catch that for anybody that listens to podcasts, man. We on there. We talking some shit. You know what I mean? Discussing some few things on there, man. It's called Streets and Scholars with Alex and FG. Catch that. And listen, man, if you ain't hit the subscribe button, push that subscribe button, man. You know what I mean? And Jimmy T, I gotta see you, Jimmy T. I ain't gonna leave you hanging, bro. And push that subscribe button, man. You know what I mean? Y'all rock with me, man. And let's try to do some because it's just getting started. Because eventually, man, I'm trying to, get with dudes because I know other dudes, that's serious about this shit, man. That's serious about trying to change the directions of these kids, man. And one dude I do see this passionate about it is Crip Sad, homie. You know what I mean? He passionate about being real about what you're talking about, homie, as far as when it comes to these youth. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of other dudes out there as well. You know what I mean? So listen, man, y'all get on these youth, y'all get on y'all nephews. Y'all stop thinking this shit is funny when you see your nephew got a little pistol or he, sporting a little rag, man. We gotta be on their helms. Jimmy T, you got a question for me over here? This is gonna be probably the last question we take. We got like nine let's see, shoot, 1 minute, we gonna get up out of here. That's probably the last question. What's your take on the guy Crip Mac? People say he's promoting gangbanging, but I think he really pushing people away. Um, he looks so damn silly. Okay, Jimmy T, I'm gonna let that be your opinion. You know what I mean? You know, my take on Crib Mac is Crib Mac doing his thing. You know what I mean? You know, um, let's see, promoting gang banging. You could look at it either way. You could say that he's deterring people from gang banging because one thing he is doing, he's keeping it real on camera as far as his trials and tribulations that he's going through with people. You know what I mean? I don't know too many people, homie, that's gonna put their DP out there like that. Even though somebody else filmed it. You know what I mean? It's like we see Crip Mac in real time. So for me, it, it's an educational process looking at the dude for something you might not want to be, and I'm not disrespecting him in no kind of way, but I'm just saying, it's I talked about I got an interview spoke about it on my YouTube channel FG Unleashed about face tats and stuff, about the job stoppers, about the killing a career, you know, um, with that, you know what I mean? Of course, he got a big, like I say, disrespectful tattoo on his forehead. That's something that he got to live with. He's prepared to live with, and but at the same time, you could flip it around and people could see that they might not want to take that direction based on when you mess up, no matter who you are, no matter if you're a celebrity or no matter if you're really in the hood, you could really get it if you don't, follow the rules and regulations. And and but what I am gonna tell you is real banging. It ain't gonna stop. It's just we got to do our part to try to deter the ones that we can, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some dudes out there don't feel shit. I say, you know what I mean? Gonna be like, old ass nigga, you was banging. You know what I mean? You didn't say nothing when you was doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't old enough to realize exactly what we were doing. I ain't gonna make no excuses. I was a damn fool right along, with the damn fools. But at the same time, I lived long enough, and the one thing I do is, homie, I'm gonna look you in your eyes, and I'm gonna tell you it's some bullshit. You know what I mean? When I see you, hey, Ryder, do your thing. I know you might not be listening, but before you go, it's some bullshit, homie. You know what I mean? And I ain't scared to tell you about it. You know what I mean? So, but it ain't gonna stop, you know, generational. But if we can help, whatever, whoever we can help, you know what I mean? Then let's take it upon ourselves to get that done. And I'm looking forward to getting with certain dudes out of Compton, LA, Watts, Inglewood, wherever it be, man. And we start getting funding and really start putting some shit down, for the youth. You know what I mean? To bring them into programs where they can really feel the positivity, really feel the love for some real dudes though. Not just no dudes commercial, not no professors, not no from some real street hood cats that put some shit down, you know what I mean? And I know that a lot of dudes are starting with the youth football and all that, but you got to stay on it, you know what I mean? Every year, a lot of times we coach football, we coach that year, the kids might move up, we let them go, or eventually they go to junior high or high school, start playing for. Nah, man, we got to kind of stay on them at all levels, and sometimes it take a G to tell another little G that did some bullshit for them to believe y'all. But I'm gonna get ready to get on up out of here. Let's see, I got one more. I don't want to pass him up, man. Because like I said, I really appreciate the donations. And uh, would you call C Ray bad for Khaled? I appreciate the donation, bro. Would you call C Ray bad for that 90 situation? You know what? I don't know all the details too. You know what I mean? So I don't really like to speak on nothing. I don't know all the details too. I remember C Ray, like I say, back from the '90s, early '90s. And but I don't even know all the, all of what even what you're talking about. So I can't have an opinion until I have all the facts. Bro. I don't want to just jump out there and say something about, and I don't know the facts. So listen, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, like I said, we gonna get at it, and I should be faster at answering these questions next time, man. You know what I mean? But y'all tune in to FG Unleashed, man. We gonna try to keep this shit real. We gonna try to keep it authentic, man, no doubt. And we gonna try to get to these youngsters, man, and build some programs or get together with some, like I say, some LAGs, man, and get funded, man, so we can really put something down. Get these kids on a different path, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. 100.